It's like 100 degrees right now, so I apologize for how sweaty I feel. Hey, I'm Amy and welcome back. Today is another haul for you guys. I know 2 weeks in a row with a haul, but it is the end of July, so I thought I would give you guys the haul for the month, and this one is, oh god, a very large one. Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot to get through, so I'm just gonna get started right away. The first two, though, I will kind of breeze through. They are the Criterions I got earlier in the month, but I just thought I would add them to the haul because, you know, I got them this month, but if you want to know a little bit more about The Night of the Living Dead and Seven Samurai, I talk about them in my Criterion haul video up there. Actually, it's not just a haul video, it's also an unboxing. Fun. And then the next two are two that I actually purchased, and then the rest of the stack are ones that I got from work. There's a lot. There's a bunch of movies that we had at work that I hadn't seen yet or that I really wanted to see, so I just pulled them off the shelf. The first two are the ones that I bought. This one is the Annihilation Blu-ray DVD combo pack. I absolutely loved this movie when it came out in theaters. I did a review, you can watch that up there. This movie is so good. I know a lot of people didn't really like it. It's kind of a cerebral movie in the end, and the ending isn't like the best ending because it lends to having a sequel, but I love this movie so much that while I was editing it, I found out that it was based on a trilogy of books, and I actually purchased the books right away, and I've only gotten through a little bit of one because once I start reading, sometimes I really never finish the book unless it's like Harry Potter or a book on filmmaking, which I have a ton of behind me on the shelf. I may do a video on someday, but I really loved Annihilation, so I'm probably going to try to finish the books sometime, but the movie was amazing and beautiful, and Natalie Portman did such an amazing job. The next is a movie, the next one is a movie that I was raving about when it came out in theaters. I am like obsessed with this movie. It is probably my favorite movie of the year so far. I think until the new Halloween movie comes out or Mary Poppins Returns. One of the two. I know, super broad spectrum, but Quiet Place. A Quiet Place was so good. Again, did a review, you can check it out up there. I may actually just link to a playlist of all of my movie reviews if you ever want to check any of them out. There will be a link up there actually, not a link to The Quiet Place or Annihilation. There will be a link in the little eye up there to all of my movie reviews. But I absolutely love this, and it helps a lot that John Krasinski directed it and stars in it, because I am a huge fan of The Office. Whenever I come home from work, there are either one of two TV shows just playing on a loop on my TV, and one of them is The Office, the other one is Friends. The rest of this stack is from work. A lot of them, like always, are still in the shrink wrap because I haven't had a chance to put them into my library document yet, but the first two are DVDs. There's only 2 DVDs and the rest of them are Blu-rays. The first one is The House of Tomorrow. I think this just came out on Blu-ray DVD, or it's coming out soon. This has been in theaters. It has Alex Wolff, one of the Naked Brothers band. Yeah, Alex Wolff. Nick Offerman is in it. Ellen Burstyn, Asa Butterfield, Maude Apatow, and Michaela Watkins. I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot about it from the people I work with saying it's really good. And I mean, Nick Offerman is in it. I couldn't turn down this movie just because Nick Offerman is in it. And I mean, I like both of the Wolff brothers. Alex has been doing a lot more recently. He was in Hereditary, which I didn't see Hereditary, probably not going to go see it, but he's really good. I really liked his brother Nat in those John Green movies. Why can't I think of them? The Fault in Our Stars and Looking for Alaska? No. That doesn't seem right. Paper Towns. I don't know why that took me so long to figure out. But then the next one is The Good Place Season 2. I have season 1 and I showed that off a couple months ago, but I was obsessed with A Good Place when I first watched it, and I'm really excited to watch season 2 because I haven't seen it yet. I binge watched the first season on Netflix a couple months ago, when right before I got the season 1 DVD. And then when this came out, I still need to watch this. And now for this giant stack of Blu-rays. The first one is kind of a documentary style. It is an IMAX film called Engineering Our World. Dream Big, Engineering Our World. Is narrated by Jeff Bridges. This is the 4K UHD 3D Blu-ray and Blu-ray copy. I don't have a 4K or 3D Blu-ray player or TV, but I do have a Blu-ray player. It also comes with a digital copy, but I think you have to download it onto your computer to use. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's really cool. This is one that I actually have kind of seen a lot of because I watched a lot of it when we were working on it. So this is one that I was really, really interested in seeing because it just really hit on my geeky engineering sensibilities. Then a bunch of these, it looks like, yeah, there's a lot of horror movies in this stack because what we do at where I work, a lot of what we do is horror movies, and I have recently been really getting into horror movies. I have a very weird taste in horror movies. I don't like a lot of the horror movies that have come out in recent years, especially more paranormal-esque ones or any that are just like, I don't like the blood effects that are used in horror movies now. I really like older horror movies that have really kind of bad effects, but they're also very innovative effects for the gore and the monsters and anything like that. So a lot of these movies are, well, actually all of these movies for the most part are fairly old horror movies. The first one is In the Mouth of Madness, starring Sam Neill. I have watched bits and pieces of this and it looked really cool. It is a John Carpenter movie. I believe it's based on a Stephen King novel? No, H.P. Lovecraft, another writer. It's basically, if you don't know what it is about, it is basically about this guy who has to find an author, and everything that the author writes about happens to this guy, played by Sam Neill. And what parts of this I have watched were really interesting and really creepy, so I'm excited to watch this in full length. And the next two kind of go together. First, I'm going to go with Night of the Living Dead Part 2 because this is the newer one. This one just was released a little bit ago, but I also have The Return of the Living Dead, the first one. So both of these, I do love a good zombie movie, and I was really excited to get both of these and watch them back to back because I haven't seen them. And I have some more zombie movies because I couldn't resist once I picked up The Return of the Living Dead, the first one, because I knew Part 2 was coming out soon. I wanted to get Return of the Living Dead Part 1, even though I didn't get a chance to watch it before Part 2. But when I was picking that one up, I saw so many other zombie movies that I had to pull. Land of the Dead, this one looks pretty interesting. I believe this is the 2005 version from George A. Romero. This is what's really cool about these, is they have, a lot of these ones have reversible covers. So this is the original cover art, and then what is on this slip is the art that we made at work. So I always like to do kind of a reverse art on those. The back is always the same on both of them. This one, I feel like it might be a little bit more outside of my taste because it's got a little bit more of the modern gore to it, but it is George A. Romero, and I do love George A. Romero's zombie movies. And then after that is the Dawn of the Dead. This is the more current one. I pulled this out of the cabinet after I had a little Stardust discussion with my good friend Dwight, who is Night Phase on here, shout out to you. And so I'm going to finally watch the new Dawn of the Dead because we had a bit of a discussion about why I like the original Dawn of the Dead the best and why he likes the newer one, the remake. So I will watch this and report back because I do think the original one is better. I have another remake of a classic horror movie. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This one has Jeff Goldblum in it, and because it had Jeff Goldblum in it, I couldn't resist pulling it. And I think, who else is in this? Donald Sutherland, Leonard Nimoy. Yeah, it's a pretty good cast, but I do love the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It is part of my horror films collection, so it was only seemed right to pull this one. And speaking of all of these horror movies, I am thinking about doing the My Pet Chooses My Makeup Challenge, but with, that is some really weird noises my air conditioner is making, and I think it's turned off. Oh, weird. Anyways, with all of the horror movies that I have been getting from work, we get a lot of really weird and random horror movies. So I was thinking of doing the My Pet Chooses My Makeup kind of challenge, but with my cat choosing a movie for me to watch and review. If you think that is a fun idea, because I know only the most hardcore of viewers will probably be this far into this video to let me know if they think I should do this. Let me know, because I have a solid like 30 movies that I could have her pick from. I think it would be a pretty interesting idea. So let's continue on with Silent Night, Deadly Night. The second one is coming out soon, so I thought might as well watch this before that one comes out. Well, the second one has already been out, but we are releasing it at work soon, so I thought might as well watch this. But I think I may do a review for this around Christmas time, because it is a Christmas themed movie, a la the Silent Night, Deadly Night. I also have Black Christmas. I may do a review on that as well. I'm also going to try to do a like whole month of horror movies in October. Probably not one every day, but maybe an extra video every week throughout October, talking about and reviewing some of these movies, maybe doing comparison videos between like this Invasion of the Body Snatchers and the original one, and this Dawn of the Dead versus the original one, things like that. So that is just some of what might be coming up, but I digress. Silent Night, Deadly Night. I've heard great things about this. I've heard great things about part 2, or Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. So I'm really excited to check this out as well. Army of Darkness. This is a classic. I haven't seen any of these in the series. This is part of the
2,000 years later
Evil Dead trilogy. Couldn't think of it for a second. I love Bruce Campbell. I have this guilty pleasure of watching a lot of USA TV shows. One of them is a not so guilty pleasure. If you have been on this channel or been following me for a while, you know that Psych is one of my absolute favorite TV shows. I talk a lot about it in this video up there called my top 5 favorite TV shows. I absolutely adore Psych, but Burn Notice is also a USA show that I have a guilty pleasure for, and Bruce Campbell is in that, and that kind of is what got me wanting to watch the Evil Dead trilogy. Next is a not horror movie, but I do love the main actor in it, the lead actor, The Burbs, with Mr. Tom Hanks. I'm a huge fan of Tom Hanks. Carrie Fisher is also in this, which I didn't realize until we were putting this movie out. I don't think this is a horror movie. It's not really. It is a Joe Dante movie, which on the back here, he also did Piranha, Gremlins, Matinee, and The Howling. I do have Matinee, which is another movie that I got from work that I still need to watch, but big fan of Tom Hanks, and I know I will like this because it's a black comedy, so it's not really a horror movie. But I know I will probably have a lot of fun with this because I do love like dark comedies. The next one is one I picked up mostly because of the Ready Player One movie. They talk a lot about it in the book. Not as much in the movie, but more so in the book. So I've been wanting to watch it since I read the book because he talks a lot about it. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension. Jeff Goldblum is in this. Super cool. I mean, like I said, I can't resist a Jeff Goldblum movie. This is the cover art for the 2. This is the original, I believe, and then this is the special artwork. So very excited to finally watch this and get my 80s movie fix. Next is another Carpenter, not another, this is the first Carpenter movie in this haul, but another Carpenter movie to add to my collection, because I love John Carpenter. He's probably one of my favorite horror directors, even more than Romero. Memoirs of an Invisible Man. It's another Sam Neill movie. I'm just looking at the back and Sam Neill is on there. Right there. It's probably not focused. It's blurry. It's his least popular one on Rotten Tomatoes. I know that because it was a question that I had on the game Rotten or Fresh. I don't know much about it. I just know that Chevy Chase is in it and it's a Carpenter movie, so I had to grab it when I could. Oh man, I got a lot more left. Next is Shakedown. I don't know much about this besides the fact that Sam Elliott is in it and it's about 2 cops. I have watched some of this. There's bits and pieces I know about it. It just looked like a really fun action movie, so I'll report back to you once I do finally get a chance to watch this. Now, I have a couple more horror movies before I end out. Actually, 3 horror movies and an action movie before I end out this haul. I know, I told you, I have a lot this month. First one is Slither. This is one, I saw this cover when it first came out, like, not even at work, because this was out at work before I even worked there. But I just saw this poster and it really creeped me out. But when I was reading a little bit about it, it's kind of more of a comedy a little bit, and Elizabeth Banks is in it. Who else? Nathan Fillion and Michael Rooker. So it's like there's a bunch of great actors in here that I love that I would be kind of stupid to not actually watch it. Co-writer and director. Oh, did I miss something? This is a No, it's not. This is a James Gunn movie. I didn't realize that. So, I mean, I'm not going to go get into that whole thing, but I do love Guardians of the Galaxy, and surprise, he wrote the Scooby-Doo live action movie. This one I'm kind of interested to see. Next is a double feature of Troll and Troll 2. I just know that these are some real bad movies from what I've heard. So I'm intrigued to see what this is all about. And I'm going to try to go through these last 2 really fast because I'm running out of time on my camera. So the next one is Misery with Kathy Bates. I've heard so much about this movie, and I heard somebody talking about it a couple months ago, and I just have been meaning to check it out ever since. So grabbed it, and I will maybe watch it for one of the movies. I maybe add this to the Pet Picks Out My Movie Review thing. And now, as I am out of breath with 5 minutes left in the video I can record, Mad Max. Actually, this is just Mad Max. If you follow me on Stardust, you will know that I watched Mad Max Fury Road for the first time because my boss kind of made me, and he was like, you need to also watch the original Mad Max. It's not as good as some of the other ones, but we only had Mad Max at work, so got Mad Max, and I will watch this. This is a Mel Gibson movie. You guys probably know more about this than I do. It's probably, I think he said it's not as apocalyptic as the current Mad Max, so I will see. That is my haul for all of July. I know, it is a lot. I can't promise you that the next couple months will be that heavy. There will probably be a little bit less. I'm trying to tone down how many Blu-rays I get from work, how many that I buy. So August might be a little bit light. I know there are going to be at least 2 because I'm getting 2 more from work soon. So look forward to that. But let me know what movies or anything you guys got this past month through July. Any new Blu-rays or DVDs or Funkos, fun things like that. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really truly do appreciate every single one of you. Let me know who you are in the comments down below, and let's be friends. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I love talking all things movies, TV shows, filmmaking, film history, all of that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!